Hi, my name is Kim Cunningham, and I'm the president of the National Organization of Parents of Blind Children, and I'm also the parent of a blind daughter. Hi, Mrs. Joyner.
Hi, Ms. Cunningham. It's great to see you again.
Oh, very nice to see you also.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today.
No problem.
As we discussed earlier, I have a blind student in my classroom, and I was wondering if you could provide me with some tips on how I can best educate them.
Sure, no problem. What can I help you with?
How can I facilitate them making friends with their other classmates?
Well, since blind children can't see, it's important that everybody says their name when they talk to a blind student. So I could say, "Hi, Sally. This is Mrs. Cunningham." Encourage all the classmates to let them know. It will only take a few times before the blind child recognizes the voice and you will no longer need to state your name. I would encourage other teachers and the personnel within the school, so when they say good morning to your student, that they will also know who it is.
Okay, that makes sense. That's something that I can definitely bring up in our next faculty meeting.
Thank you.
What about Braille?
Oh, Braille. Braille is provided by the certified teacher of the visually impaired who is contracted with your district to teach your student this alternate form of reading. A Braille enriched classroom is critical for early learners, especially in the younger grades. It's important that you fill the room with Braille labels wherever there's print, on the calendar, on the names in their cubicles, on the centers. Make sure that you have Braille books provided. The teacher of the visually impaired can also provide these Braille books to you with notice.
Okay. I will definitely be in contact with her to see how we can get that process started. What about technology? How will they complete their work?
Well, again, many different students use different pieces of technology. Some of the children with low vision might use what is called a closed circuit TV that enlarges the print. Other students will be using Braille. The slate and stylus is the blind person's pen and paper. This is a very quick tool to take notes, phone numbers, grocery lists, whatever the student may want. They will also do a lot of their work in the beginning, early years on the Perkins Brailler, which is similar to a manual typewriter. The older students will be provided with what's called a Braille note taker. This is a laptop without the screen, and it provides tactile Braille for reading whatever it is that they may need to read.
Okay, that's very interesting. I'm excited to work with my student this year.
Great.
What about learning the environment of the school?
Oh, that's another good point. It's very important that our students learn the mapping of the school. Our students have mental maps that they use to get around. An orientation and mobility specialist is another person who is contracted out through the school district who works with mobility using the long white cane. You'll see them in many different shapes and colors, but they all are the eyes of the student. It's really important that you encourage your blind child to move about in the classroom and to locate everything that they may need, to include them in on fire drills, to make sure they know where the nurse's office is, how to get to the cafeteria, even to travel through the cafeteria carrying their tray along with their cane back to their table. So there's a lot of help that the orientation and mobility instructor can give to you about creating independence for the blind student.
Okay, well, thank you very much for taking the time to meet with me, and I will be in contact with you if I have any further questions.
Thank you. Very nice to see you also.
Nice to see you too.